Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hi everyone, I'm Evi Handayani. Now, I want to explain about present tense and continuous tense. And for the first, I will explain about definition of present tense. Present tense is the tenses used in English at a specific time. Or in other words, the simple present tense is an event that occurs rapidly or habit and is permanent. Because it happens at the present time, you must use verb 1 in the sentence structure. Time signal that shows the present tense like today, every day, every week, every month, and every year. The formula of present tense. So, there are two kinds of formula in using present tense. The first, verbal simple present. Verbal simple present is a formula of the simple present tense by adding a verb. This formula is divided into positive, negative, and interrogative sentence. For positive formula, the structure is like subject plus verb 1 plus s or es plus object plus complement. And for negative formula, the structure is like subject plus do or does plus not plus verb 1 plus object plus complement. While for interrogative formula, the structure is like does or do plus subject plus verb 1 plus object plus complement. In this formula, using do and does. So, I will explain the differences between the use of do and does in the simple present tense. The use of do and does in the simple present tense is in from the subject, whether the subject is singular or the subject is plural. Singular subject include she, he, it. So, if using a singular subject like she, he, it means to use does in negative sentence and interrogative sentence, while plural subjects include I, you, they, we. So, if you use a plural subject like I, you, they, we means to use do in negative sentence and interrogative sentence in simple present tense. While for the positive formula, it doesn't use do or does, but only needs to add s or es to verb 1 if the subjects used is singular, and for plural subjects, there is no need to add s or es. Now, I will explain you how to plus s or es in singular subject. As we know, there are some words ended by o, y, ch, sh, x, s, and z. For example, go and do. If some words ended by o, it means we have to add s so that the words go becomes goes and do becomes does. Buy and fly. If a word ended by y, it means we only need to add s, not es. So the word buy becomes buys and fly becomes flies. Watch and catch. If some words ended by ch, it means we have to add es, so that the words watch becomes watches and catch become catch. Wash and push. If some words ended by sh, it means we have to add es, so that the words wash become washes and push becomes pushes. Mix and fix. If some words ended by x, it means we have to add es, so that the words mix becomes mixes and fix become fixes. Word miss. If some words ended by s, it means we have to add es, so that the word miss becomes misses. Bus. If some words ended by z, it means we have to add es, so that the words bus becomes buses. But need to remember The example of these words are only for singular subjects and positive sentence. For the other words that ended by others letter, just plus s, not es in singular subject. This is the example about present tense in verbal. The verse is verbal using s or es after the verb. For positive formula is she goes to school every day. She a singular subject, go is verb 1, and because using the singular subject, so verb go needs to add es and becomes goes. School as objects and every day as. For negative formula, she does not go to school every day. In this formula, it uses does because the subject is singular, she, and because it is a negative formula, so after does is followed by not. And for verbs, it is used verb 1, go, and there is no need to add es because it has used does in the beginning. And for interrogative formula, does she go to school every day? Because the subject is singular, the interrogative sentence begins with does, and then followed by subjects, she, and verb 1, go, without the addition of s or es, and then the object, school, and complement, every day. For another example, like, he cooks the rice in his home every day. He doesn't cook in his home every day. Does he cook in his home every day? And this is the example about present tense in verbal without using s or es. For positive formula, they go to school every day. They as plural subject, go as verb 1, and because using the plural subject, so that verb go doesn't need to be added with s or es, and then followed by object and complement. For negative formula, they do not go to school every day. They as plural subject, so use do, not does, and then followed by verb 1, go, object, and complement. And for interrogative formula, do they go to school every day? Because the subject is plural, the interrogative sentence begins with do, and then followed by subjects, they, and verb 1, go, without the additions of s or es, and then the object and complement. After we know the use of do and does in the verbal present tense, now I will explain about the second formula in the present tense, namely nominal simple present tense. In nominal, there is no verb in it. For several times, usually just noun, adjective, and the others except verb. Also like do and does, there are specific subjects in using is, are. For singular subject like she, he, it, using to be, is. While for plural subjects such as you, they, we, used to be are, and I used to be. This is the structure of nominal present tense. For positive formula, subject plus to be is, are plus object. For negative formula, subject plus to be plus not plus object. And for interrogative formula, to be plus subject plus object. There are some examples of nominal present tense. For positive formula, she is a doctor in the hospital. She, a singular subject, followed by to be is, and then followed by object. For negative formula, she is not the doctor in the hospital. Because this is negative formula, so after to be is, need to add not, and then followed by object. And for interrogative formula, is she a doctor in the hospital? Is as to be, followed by subject and object. For the other example, I'm pretty every day. I'm not pretty every day. Am I pretty every day? And next, I will explain about present continuous tense. For the first, I will explain about definition of present continuous tense. Present continuous tense is a tense that functions to express something happening at this moment. Time signal that shows the present continuous tense like now, at moment, right now, at present. The formula of present continuous tense. For the positive formula, subjects plus to be is are plus verb 1 plus ing plus object plus complement. For negative formula, subject plus to be plus not plus verb 1 plus ing plus object plus complement. And for interrogative formula, to be plus subject plus verb 1 plus ing plus object plus complement. Complement include adjective, noun, thing or person, adverb of time or place. Same like nominal in present tense using to be, is, are, derived into some subjects. For singular subjects, she, he, it, used to be, is. And for plural subjects, you, they, we, used to be, are, except I, used to be, am. I have some example about present continuous tense here. For positive formula, the doctor is checking up right now. The doctor, a singular subject, so followed by to be, is, and then followed by verb 1 plus ing. The verb 1 is checks plus ing become checking, and then objects and complement. For negative formula, the doctor is not checking up right now. Because this is negative formula, so after to be is followed by word not plus verb ing becomes checking. For interrogative formula, is the doctor checking up right now?